You're such an asshole.
You guys all know Elon Musk's filthy jockstrap. Not the one that actual Elon Musk wears, but our regular tuner inner Elon Musk's filthy jockstrap. He writes, "Hey, Cappy, my plans changed somewhat, so no new reconnaissance man stuff from Latin America or Asia at the moment. Hopefully more to follow in April of 2025. So here's my video request until then from the previous Ultra Mega Super Chat dated December 2024. One, so now we got a bunch of different questions here. So I'm going to answer them all in one shot and be done with it here. Can you tell us a fuller story about your friend Fred, the actuary who self-deleted? Not looking for private info or doxing, just more of what derailed his train as a lesson for others, maybe kind of a memorialization so that he didn't go into the great beyond without leaving a treasured map." Well, he did. Everybody loved him. I mean, he was in the super chats regularly, in the comments regularly. And a very, very smart guy and in shape and good looking and all that. And I saw pictures of him. I never met the man personally. And, I paid him, but he offered to help, audit the book of numbers, analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. And everybody liked him. He was one of the guys. And then I had a guy who knew him and also tuned into me, reach out to me. He says, "Yeah, Fred passed away by his own hand." And I was like, "Oh, that's horrible." And then in the next book, I kind of wrote a little bit of memorial to him in, I think it was the menu, because despite he was making over 200 grand a year, good looking. That's right. He looked like, there's a picture of him like in Magnum PI in the intro where he's holding this girl, like he's swimming there in the ocean. He's got this girl in the bikini. He looked at it, he thought he had everything. And then he ended it because he would still talk about, I got a colleague overseas who has the same thing. This guy's good looking, very wealthy, and he still runs in troubles with the gals. So I thought, oh man, this is, he let it get to him. Like there was no reason for this. Like all he had to do, whatever his troubles were here domestically, he could have gone overseas, maybe just gone fishing in a different hole. Well, then his friend also reached out to me and says, yeah, he actually suffered from chronic pain that was too painful. And that was why he self-deleted. I'm like, oh, okay. So it wasn't out of cowardice or anything. And a lot of you would say, oh, it's cowardice no matter what. I'm like, I don't know. I think out of the constant pain and then having the girl trouble, I know he did want to get married and have kids. I know that was a mental frustration for him, but I don't think it was the main reason it was over. It was probably added weight and annoyance as to why because he was just like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to find him. I mean, we could speculate if he had family and kids, would he have stuck around? Would he have been happy? Could he have pushed through the pain? Maybe, maybe not. But that's the latest I got on that. So it, didn't go in leaving a treasure map, things like family situation, mental health, physical health, spiritual leanings, money situation, etc. No, it was a tragedy. It was a real tragedy. And I forgot if he got injured or if it was a condition he had. But yeah, I understand. I mean, perhaps I'm a little bit more accepting of things like death, abortion. I'm not one of the, it's always worth it. And I'm like, no, sometimes it isn't. I get it. I totally get it. I'm not the idealist, but yeah, we do miss him. He just, and like Hat and Clocks and Dre and all you other Hanyakis, you come in there. There's occasionally the insult, and it was good old locker room talk. And we lost one of the guys. So for those of you who are new, go back about when it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago when the book came out, and Thomas Friedman Sowell was his handle. And so we do miss Fred. 2, you guys, I'll call you Red Pill podcasters for simplicity, are terrible at promoting each other for the new arrivals to your channels. I think this is one of the contributing factors is why you're stuck at under 250,000, 127 at last check subscribers. By the way, everyone subscribe if you would. What I mean is you mentioned in passing folks such as the Great One, Pop, Ryan, etc., and they do the same, but none of you have links to each other's or mention the full names of channels. It took me over a year to find Terrence Pop at redonkulous.com or his YouTube channel, for instance. Put some links in your show notes and channel description. The Great One's show notes are really good, but his website sucks and is autistically unusable. I'll let him know you said that, though his Telegram is top notch. I've tried to send him money via his website, but it's a fucking Monty Python-esque voyage of clicks that don't get me to a payment screen. I'll just enjoy the volleyball girl pictures he posts in the meantime. For the love of fuck, just put a give me money button or something on the front page. The Great One, Hartisa's now defunct website, was a good example of how to connect with others with his sidebar of recommended content creators. All right. The problem that worked well in the blogging days because you had your sidebar. Now that we're on to the YouTube days, you don't have this convenient sidebar. Yes, we could put it all in the links below. I will be 100% honest with you. Pretty much all of us guys, the first generation, this was all a hobby to us. We didn't think of it, and even to this day, still don't think of it necessarily in terms of business. I know a lot of us have become more business minded. I mean, obviously, I've monetized things and done that. But when you do all this stuff, and especially if you're not doing it, you're not your only gig, but you got a regular daytime job on top of it, which many people still do. You just don't have the time. The amount of requests I get, I also and I will not lie, it's an issue of prioritization. I want to talk about some shit. Okay? That's why I do originals. Then I got to do the requests that people pay me, obviously. Well, that comes first because you guys paid me. Then another thing that consumes more time as the YouTube world has evolved is beforehand we had a little bit more time, and now you get super chats. And now the super chats have easily doubled the average amount of time because people kindly donate me money. But if you donate me money, you have something to say. They're like, well, you're kind of obliged to read that, which I don't mind in the slightest. It's just that it takes more time now out of the schedule. And then if you want to write a book, Ryan Stone writes a book. Great One has a real job. Pop and Blake. Blake has a real job. I don't know if Pop. I know he's got kids. He's a dad, and then there's just like life obligations. And I won't lie, a lot of it, we're old. I think Ryan's on the younger side of things. Rolo's older than me. I'm going to turn 50 here pretty soon. Pop is older than me. We're tired. And those guys went through shit. They went through divorces and lost their kids and, military and all that. I mean, I never served in combat. I was never in the military. And I'm tired. And then there's some people I'll tell you a story. I've picked up Rolo a handful of times from the airport and I drive him back. And the conversation is usually Rolo just say, I got to do this. I got to do that. And we were driving down one time when I was dropping him off. He says, what you got going on today? I said, I'm going to go hike over there. And I pointed to the mountains where I was going to go hike. He's like, man, I'd love to do that. Like he is flying all over, doing shows, going to this studio, going to that studio. And then it doesn't dawn on the first generation, oh, yeah, I should put a link to everything down below. Now, if there's something interesting or we want to pick on somebody, like I always make jokes about Vince over at Masculine Geek, we do it. But if you want, I could put together a video as a reference. Like, here's all the channels, the main ones that at least I know and hang out with that you might like. And then I will talk to the Great One and see what does he not have just a simple link to a PayPal, or did he do some kind of weird thing? I'll have a chat with him because obviously he would like money. Who doesn't? But that's why it's in part we're lazy, in part we're busy with all this other stuff, and I think it didn't dawn on us. In the blogging days, yeah, you had your blog roll. It was right off to the left. Now I don't think you have a YouTube roll because you're not reading. It's just I could put it in the comments, but no one sees it, right? But I'll make some notifications. 3, I'll send you a short 5'9" laugh out loud review of my Utah road trip later. Thanks for the info you provide in the super chat. For your information, Arches doesn't need a reservation until April 2025. Good. All right, you can just drive in. Here's the official website. I'll be in Vegas for a bit. Would you be amenable to a meetup this week? God, when did you send it? Oh, shit. Did I miss this? February 14th. February 9th. Oh yeah, if you're still in town, yeah, we can. Shit, dude, you'd spend what $1,000 on. Yeah, I'll meet up. There you go. All right. Questions, answers, ask. Okay. Oh wait, did I have any super chats? Oh God, see, Dre, I missed your super chat from before. I'll get to it later. Gerald Binnicker, $2. Many leftists care more about their ego than the truth. Well, that's all leftists. If you cared about the truth, then you wouldn't be a leftist. Be like, oh, free shit doesn't work. Imagine that? Naughty DJ Aftershocks, $2. Obi-Wan Cappy, I want to become a plumber engineer. Why not surgeon astronaut while you're at it? You should become that. Bro, plumber engineer, bro, like that's like for squares and nerds, bro. You're dealing with poo and math. Like, oh my God, just like why don't you get on like some crypto trading schedule, bro? All right. See you guys later. Toodles.